Welcome back to your home garage, where we focus on maintaining and fixing your vehicles. And in today's video, we're going to demonstrate two things. First, an alternate way to get in and out of your vehicle so you don't put any wear and tear on those seats, and the proper seating position for the best driver experience and safety. So let's get started. Now, I realize demonstrating how to get in and out of your vehicle may sound like a very odd thing, but have you ever noticed on your own vehicle that the bolster has become worn or even torn in some cases? Now, I've got a little bit of a wear mark here on my bolster. This car is a 2007, 2020 now. I'm not the original owner, but there is a little bit of a wear mark. But overall, the bolster is actually in incredibly good shape. And most modern day cars now come with an aggressive bolster of some sort to give you a really good driving experience. So it's important that we learn how to get in and out of that seat so we don't wreck that bolster. And especially on cars that are really low to the ground, what tends to happen is you actually fall into the vehicle rather than trying to sit inside your vehicle. So let's look at a couple of other vehicles and what that seat actually looks like. Look at this bolster, very aggressive on a Civic Si, 2 years old, daily driver, no wear marks whatsoever. And this 12-year-old Honda Odyssey, the seats still look like new. So now that we're back here, let's demonstrate the proper way or an alternative way to actually sit inside your vehicle. So now we're going to demonstrate basically the sit and turn. So what you're going to do is sit in your seat and turn. And as you can see, that avoided any sort of friction or rubbing on your bolster. And to get back out of your vehicle, you're basically going to do the polar opposite, which is turn and stand. So now that you know a really good technique to avoid rubbing against that bolster, let's focus on the proper seating position. So have you ever been at a set of lights, looked over and noticed a headless driver? Now, I like auto racing, but I've never seen a professional driver in this position. So let's make sure you're comfortable and safe with a few good tips. So the first thing you're going to do is move your body as far back into the seat as possible. So now we're going to focus on your foot and leg position. So in case this was an automatic, what you would want to do is make sure that your left foot, it can reach and firmly rest against that footrest. But obviously this is a manual transmission, so that left leg has to be able to fully depress that clutch, and your right leg has to be able to maximize the force on that brake. And in every case, you can see there's a nice arch and bend in the knee, which means that we're in the proper position. So now that your seat is properly distanced and your legs are in the right position for maximum pedal control, we're actually going to focus on the backrest. So that backrest should actually be at 90 degrees or close to 90 degrees in your sitting position as you're firmly back against the seat. And that actually places your shoulders touching the seat itself and your head slightly away from the head restraint or the headrest. And this is the best position for safety and for performance. Now we're going to turn our attention to the steering wheel. So with a telescoping steering wheel, what you're going to want to do is adjust it so that your wrist in the 12 o'clock position has a nice bend to it, just like this. Then from there, what you're going to want to do is turn your hands to the 9 and 3 o'clock position. And as you can see, that leaves a nice bend for driving and for comfort so you don't get sore. And your hands are actually at the same level of your shoulder. So that is the proper driving position. And lastly, it's our line of sight. So what you're going to want to do is adjust your seat height so you're almost in the lowest position possible. That gives you the biggest range or field of view. If you adjust your seat too high, what that's going to do is give you a downward view, and it's going to be very difficult to see in front of that car ahead of you. So almost in the lowest position, biggest range of view. Remember, always drive with your hands in the 9 and 3 o'clock position and never as a standalone 12 o'clock position. Because what could happen here is your airbag is incredibly powerful, and if it goes off, it'll just take your hand and push it right into your face. And plus, when you drive as a standalone 12 position, what that tends to do is pull your neck or your head forward and also tilts your back, which can cause undue pain. So your 9 and 3 o'clock position is perfectly built for all your safety restraints in your vehicle, such as your seatbelt and your airbag. So the two things that we focused on today is first, an alternate way of sitting in your vehicle to cause less wear and tear on that bolster. And the second was the proper driving position for safety and for comfort. So if you liked the video and you thought it was informative, give it a thumbs up. Of course, share it with your friends and subscribe. And don't forget to tune in next time to Your Home Garage, where I'm going to use the jack that comes with your vehicle and the spare tire and do a mock tire change. But you know what? I think the joke's on me, because that Corvette doesn't even come with a spare tire. Okay, bye for now.